Hi there, my name is Will Hart, and first I'd like to thank you for listening and going through this slide presentation. Today I'm going to talk about my culminating project presentation for EDPS 689 Winter 2025. My research is titled The Relationship Between Extracurricular Activities and School Engagement for High School Students. Engagement at school is critical for student success, encompassing emotional connections, behavior involvement, and cognitive investment. The primary purpose of my study was to look deeper into how students themselves perceive involvement in extracurricular activities, also known or shorthand as ECAs, and how these perceptions influence their broader school experience. My research focused on two questions. How do high school students' perceptions of their extracurricular involvement correlate with their overall school engagement? And secondly, do the students themselves perceive a meaningful connection between their participation in ECAs and important social outcomes, like social competence and a sense of belonging in their school community? Exploring these perceptions can help educators design better, more impactful extracurricular programs. Brief rationale. Research has consistently demonstrated the significant benefits of extracurricular activities, such as enhanced social skills, academic performance, and reduced dropout rates. However, fewer studies have deeply explored the nuances of how students themselves interpret and value their participation. My study addresses this gap, informed by two key theoretical frameworks: positive youth development theory, PYD, and self-determination theory, or SDT. PYD emphasizes that structured activities provide critical opportunities for young people to develop skills, relationships, and confidence, while SDT suggests that when students' basic psychological needs, competence, autonomy, and relatedness are met, their intrinsic motivation and overall engagement increases substantially. This theoretical grounding highlights the importance of understanding students' perspectives to fully capture the benefits of extracurricular participation. Let's look at research methods, design, and participants. To provide a comprehensive understanding of student perceptions, I employed a mixed methods research design, combining quantitative surveys with qualitative focus group interview. The quantitative data gave me a broad overview of engagement patterns among many students, while qualitative interviews allowed me to explore in-depth experiences from individual student voices. My study participants were 133 students from Ann Arbor Pioneer High School, a diverse school serving about 1,700 students. The participants represented multiple grade levels and various racial and ethnic backgrounds, closely reflecting the school's diverse demographic makeup. This diversity was important in ensuring that the findings could meaningfully inform strategies relevant to varied student populations. All right, we're still looking at research methods. Let's check out instrumentation and procedures. I used two carefully selected instruments to measure student experiences. The first was the Student Engagement Instrument, a well-established survey tool capturing emotional, cognitive, and behavioral dimensions of school engagement. The second was a custom-developed extracurricular activities survey, specifically designed to assess both the behavioral involvement, kind of like hours per week spent in activities, and attitudinal perceptions, such as feelings of social belonging and academic motivation. Both instruments were administered via Google Forms, making participation accessible and straightforward. To validate these tools and ensure clarity, I piloted the surveys with a smaller group of students in an AP Econ class. Additionally, I conducted a qualitative focus group session, including 5 students. This allowed me to provide a richer, descriptive insights that quantitative data surveys alone could not fully capture. All right, let's look at data analysis techniques. Quantitatively, I analyzed the survey data using descriptive statistics, looking at means, standard deviations, and frequencies to summarize students' responses clearly. I also conducted a Pearson correlation analysis to explore potential relationships between students' positive perceptions of ECAs and the reported levels of school engagement. Qualitatively, I conducted a thematic analysis of focus group data, carefully identifying, coding, and redefining themes that emerged from students' discussions. To further ensure accuracy and credibility, of course, I incorporated member checking, presenting findings back to students for confirmation. And then finally, I triangulated the qualitative findings with the quantitative data, hopefully creating a robust and comprehensive picture of students' experiences. All right, here we are at results. Let's look first at the quantitative findings. The quantitative results clearly illustrated a positive relationship between ECAs and school engagement. Great! On average, students reported moderate to high levels of engagement, particularly regarding future educational aspirations and strong family support. Interestingly, though, students were less motivated by external rewards, highlighting that their engagement seemed largely driven by intrinsic factors, such as personal goals and internal satisfaction. The correlation analysis revealed a significant positive relationship. What's that mean? That students who viewed their extracurricular experiences more positively also reported higher overall school engagement. Sounds great again. The statistical findings underscore the value of carefully designed extracurricular programs to foster deeper engagement. All right, we're still in results. Let's look at those qualitative themes now. Qualitative findings from student voices provide even deeper insights, grouped into 4 primary themes. First, students consistently described ECAs as crucial for building social belonging. Many emphasized lasting friendships and a strong sense of community. Second, students shared how their involvement directly improved their academic motivation, citing examples of better time management and increased focus on schoolwork. Third, students noted significant personal development in leadership and teamwork skills, with many indicating these skills had lasting impacts beyond their activities. And lastly, students described their extracurricular involvement as greatly enhancing their overall enjoyment of school, reducing stress, and increasing professional fulfillment. These qualitative narratives vividly illustrated how impactful ECA participation can be on students' school experience. Let's look at discussions and conclusions. Integrating both quantitative and qualitative data, this study confirms and expands upon existing research. ECAs clearly have multifaceted positive effects on student engagement. Students who positively perceive their ECA experiences exhibit higher emotional attachment to their schools, increased cognitive investment in their academic activities, and more active behavioral participation. These results strongly align with theoretical frameworks of SDT and PYD, emphasizing the critical role structured, student-centered activities play in fostering comprehensive engagement and well-rounded development. Understanding these perceptions can provide educators and policymakers with essential information to further improve ECA programming. All right, let's look at limitations. We've all got them in our studies. What were these and this one? While this study provides meaningful insights, it's essential to acknowledge several limitations. The study focused on just one school. That's going to limit the general broader ability to transfer it to others. The reliance on self-report measures introduces the possibility of response biases. Additionally, we've also got to look at qualitative sample size. While rich in detail, the small limits the range of perspectives representative. The cross-sectional design of the study also prevents definitive conclusions about causality. Despite these limitations, the findings are still valuable in highlighting the role and potential benefits of extracurricular activities. As you now know, ECAs. All right, here we are. Let's look at some implications and recommendations for further research. Findings from this study suggest several important implications for schools and future research. Schools should intentionally develop and maintain diverse, inclusive extracurricular opportunities. Understanding their significant potential to boost student engagement across multiple domains. Future research should seek broader, diverse samples, employ longitudinal studies to establish stronger causal connections. Moreover, expanding qualitative research through additional interviews and focus groups would further deepen our understanding of students' lived experiences and perceptions. Such continued investigation is crucial for informing educational practices and policies that enhance students' holistic development. And personally, I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this, comment on it, and I truly do hope that I've increased your human capital just a little, and that no matter what, you have a great day. Bye now. And of course, didn't want to forget, last page, references.